I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Are in dramatically. Swing it away! Leo Rivas! What have you done? Wow! Wow! He walks it off in the 13th inning!
And we bring you into the Daily Puck Drop. It is a Thursday edition of the DPD. We welcome you in. How about that Mariners game last night? We'll cover the M's. My continued love affair for Josh Naylor. Mike Garafolo joins us on the Daily Puck Drop today, coming up in a few minutes. Brad Adam of Root Sports. Another edition also of KJ-Arent with Mitch Unfiltered. A reminder, you get the full show during the live portion here on the DPD. But once it's over, you've got to become a Mitch Unfiltered patron or become a Puck's Posse member. And all you have to do to sign up and join is go to pucksports.com. Every single day, we broadcast from the Limback Lumber Studios. Contractors, do-it-yourselfers, they're going to take care of you there at Limback Lumber. Give them a call, 206-782-3487. You can also visit the website at limbacklumber.com. If you'd like to follow me and this show on social media, and why wouldn't you? Because social media is just a fun place at times. Real fun. You can. It's Puck Sports on X and Instagram. Blue Sky, if you choose that. Puck_sports on TikTok. And, of course, you can find us on the old man Facebook. And as I mentioned before, become a Puck's Posse member, pucksports.com. Also, that is where you can also go make your picks for Puck Survivor. If you are playing in Puck Survivor and need to get your picks in, Puck Survivor, brought to you by Sandman Sports. Check out sandmansports.com, by the way. In addition, Puck Survivor, go make your picks today. Get them in here for the week. All right, so great show for you coming up here on a Thursday edition. We start with the Mariners. Naylor, I have the rundown of a Naylor $100 million just because I love Josh Naylor just so much, and I know he didn't come through last night offensively. Still made some great defensive plays. But, God, we were having that discussion yesterday with Ryan Divish about Naylor and $100 million. And it makes perfect sense to me. 5 years, $100 million. Divish wrote a big piece about it today in the Seattle Times. But great win last night for the Mariners. A game in which you just were like, can someone, for the love of God, hopefully our team, win the game. And Leo Rivas, little Leo Rivas, which I believe was his second career home run. Did I read that right? Second career home run. And he was surprised. He talked about how he was surprised when he got up there. They didn't have a bunt. They realized, oh, no, we don't have to bunt. And he was, if you go back and look at it, and he talked about it afterwards, that all he was just trying to do was just move the runner over. And if you look at his swing and how short and compact it was, that's exactly what he was trying to do. But then got his pitch, first pitch, boom, out, right field, game over. And it was just that was an agonizing game. It was just roller coaster of emotions all over the place. The multiple times it left so many runners in scoring position. The bases loaded, for God's sakes. Julio having a tough night. Cole Young having a tough night. Logan Gilbert grinded. But at the end of the day, did not look pretty. But they got the victory. They remain one game back of Houston. Houston was able to rally and win against Toronto yesterday. Texas keeps winning for no one understands why. The Rangers keep winning, but they did. They swept the Brewers yesterday. So the Mariners right now, as we have, 16 games left? Is that right? 16 games left in the season, and they are right there. And we discussed this multiple times yesterday, especially with Divish. And again, if you missed the full podcast yesterday with Divish, and again, as always, that full show is available for Puck's Posse members. we talked a lot about just the difference a week makes in how this how this baseball team has played. But just a great win last night. Leo Rivas, a huge part of that victory. Thursdays, we'll get back into the Mariners a little bit later. Reminder, Brad Adam of Root Sports will stop on by, and then another edition of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy from the Mitch Unfiltered podcast network. Every Thursday, it is our NFL day. We got NFL tonight. We got Packers, Commanders coming up later, and there is no one better in the world to give us our NFL knowledge than the one and only Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. He joins us on Thursdays. It's all brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. And Mike is joining us from the Garafolo Mobile. And I like to guess sometimes where Mike is going. Now, he looks like right now, for those who can't see Mike.
You're already wrong. You're already wrong. Don't go by looks.
Hold on. If I didn't know you, and didn't know what you did.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you live in Miami and you are a part of a drug cartel that is dealing high amounts of cocaine. That's the vibe you're giving off to me right now. Now, my other second guess is going to be, are we golfing? Because it could be a golf shirt that you're wearing.
No. Who's got time for golf these days? So that should be a clue for you right there.
Okay, no golfing. Dropped kids off. No, it's late for you. You look like
I'm working.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm going to the Jets.
Going to the Jets.
Yeah.
What are we gonna when we land there to come in the Jets facility? What's the agenda we're pushing? What are we meeting the Jets? What are we getting out of the New York Jets?
So I have the Jets-Bills game on Sunday, and a lot of times these days, because the insiders have to do from home, Good Morning Football I had yesterday and today, and so what you do is you go, hey, if you're covering the game, hey, can you put a player on the phone? I need to do an interview over the phone, and they'll give you one player, right? Because they're not going to give you multiple players. I mean, some teams do, but. And it's like I hate doing that to the Giants and the Jets, who are right in my backyard. And so today I said, well, why don't I just do the shows from the Jets? So I'm going to do our Insiders, which is our fast streaming show, which is on at 3 o'clock your time, which is also the same time because we tape it earlier, but it's the same time as NFL Game Day Kickoff, which will air starting at 6, previewing tonight's game that I'll be a part of as well. So I just do it from their team camera there. I do have a suit jacket that I'm going to change into in the back here, but for now, I'll just go in there casually because you go to the locker room, now you get 3-4 guys, right? Now when you talk on Sunday, you're that much more well informed. Now at Buffalo, I'm going to have to do phone calls. It is what it is, but for the Jets, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to a locker room, not bother the PR staff, get a handful of guys instead of just one, and be ready to go on Sunday.
Hey, they looked better. Did the Jets in their Week 1 game there against the Steelers? They didn't win, but Justin Fields looked pretty good at times.
Yeah. No, there's no question the Jets are pleased with what they saw Week 1. They'll not tell you that. They will not say, oh, we're happy with. But in talking to people with the Jets, they were, he performed better than probably they thought. I mean, and they were feeling really good. Right before kickoff, I mentioned this, that in talking to people there, they said he has practiced incredibly well the last couple of weeks. And those are the practices that are closed to the media because once training camp's done, the media is not watching that stuff. Fans aren't there. So people really didn't get a sense for he had been really locked in, not just as a runner, but as a passer as well. And so I got the sense going, I said, well, people say that a lot of times. I did use it on the air, but I'm like, I've said that before. Oh, guy had a great week of practice, and then he goes 6 for 17. In this case, I thought that's the best quarterbacking we've seen from Justin Fields in a single game in his entire career. I'm probably forgetting one here or there. I know I did cover one when he was with the Bears down in Washington where he threw the heck out of the ball. But I just felt like the way he ran the position, throwing, running, everything, I thought he was fantastic.
What about the old guy on the other side? What did you make of Aaron Rodgers' performance? He looked good, 4 touchdown passes.
Who you will see this week. 4 touchdowns. By the way, 4 touchdowns in back-to-back games. Now, the other game was in January with the Jets. So he's got 8 touchdowns in his last 2 regular season, last 2 games, period. I thought he looked better than he had at any point with the Jets. He was complaining about the call at the end, and I think he was right. There was a grab on the shoulder pad that should have been a pass interference, which should have let them just run out the clock and then kick a field goal. They had to instead get a defensive stand, which Jalen Ramsey made a play there. Jalen Ramsey makes a play. Rodgers plays well. Who was the other addition? That Jonnu Smith, somebody else that's a new addition to the team, made a play or had a good game. And I remember asking Rodgers about it after the game. I said, it's hard in this league a lot of times to put these pieces together and to have them gel so quickly. And I'm not saying that, boom, there they go, they're off to the playoffs, but it was a cohesive unit. Defensively, they could play a lot better, but it was a cohesive Steelers team in a lot of ways. He actually gave DK a lot of credit. He used that as a jumping off point to say that back in training camp, he and DK were sharing a room, and he mentioned them. He says, hey, every week during the season, early in the week, hit me some of your thoughts about, this upcoming opponent, what you're seeing. And he goes, and I forgot about it. And then on Tuesday of this past week, he gets this long text from DK who had already broken it down. So the two of them seem to have had a great start going back to the spring when they were throwing together, and could wind up being the connection that he and Garrett Wilson were never with the Jets.
How motivated do you think DK is this week going against his former team? He has to be. I mean, it's a huge part of the game. Yeah,
very. How much does that matter in the end? These guys are trying to play hard. They're trying to win games every week. It's a little bit of an added motivation. Sometimes it can be a detriment. But yes, he's absolutely motivated. There's no question about that. As Rodgers was against the Jets, and as Rodgers will be against the Packers coming up. But I think this is an interesting game because, again, I don't think that they played great defensively. They made the defensive stop at the end when they needed to. The Steelers did. But listen, we interviewed T.J. Watt on the field after the game, and he's usually great in those moments. I've had some terrific interviews. He was giving me like 5-word answers. And I said, TJ's not feeling it. I could tell. And in talking to the defensive guys, like, nobody was really thrilled after that game. That's not Steelers football to give up 30-plus points. So it'd be interesting to see if they can tighten that up with just a couple of days in between games.
Meanwhile, I mean, defensively, the Seahawks look good. I mean, they have their moments, and you hold a team to that many points, you should come away with a victory. But it's again a reoccurring theme we had last year, and they made these changes offensively. They did not look good in that first game.
Yeah, I honestly, when they were up, what was it, 10-7 late in the third quarter, I thought this is probably shaping up to be the kind of game that they win. I mean, you just be able to play good defense down the stretch there, and you held the team out of the end zone since the first drive, and actually off the scoreboard because the kicker couldn't make anything. I said everything that seems to be going towards the Seahawks, and then all of a sudden it just flipped, and there were some bigger runs toward the end. McCaffrey got loose in a couple. I know it seems like folks are not happy with Reek Woolen's play, at least from a fan base standpoint.
No.
The team is still like, hey, listen, but he also had a play where he broke up a pass in the fourth quarter where he jumped in front of who was it, Pearsall?
Yeah, at
to
the
take
goal line.
that away. So they're still confident in him and feel like there was just a couple of moments that didn't go great. It was a physical game. They played a physical style of football, which is what Mike McDonald wants to do offensively and defensively. Just didn't put points on the board. So it's got to come together quickly.
I just thought it was odd from an offensive standpoint, and I ended up losing money to Jim Moore on this bet. But they activate Jalen Milroe. They were kind of coy what they were going to do with him. He comes on early. It's the third play of the game. They bring him in, and then he's never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Kind of curious.
Giants did a similar thing. Giants had a package of plays for Jackson Dart and didn't play him at all. A lot of times it's got to do with the flow of the game. I don't know. I don't know specifically why they didn't go to that, but I know it's going to be a part of what they're doing, and I know it's going to be a bigger part, perhaps as soon as this week. So I'd expect to see him more moving. And I remember Jalen Hurts when he was first with the Eagles as a rookie. I feel like it was like the same thing where we were, it's going to be a package of plays. And it didn't come week one, didn't come week two. It came like week 3. So I think a lot of teams are saying, hey, these are rookies, and I know it's an isolated set of circumstances and plays that you're going to use a guy, but still, and maybe in a game like that, you put the ball in the hands of a rookie, he makes a mistake, and you go, why the heck did you do that when you were up 10-7 and looked like you were going to win the game? Easier to say these things afterward, but again, I do expect him to be a big part of what they're doing.
Boy, it seems like a lot of injuries are piling up for the Seahawks, and I don't know if you have an update yet, probably other than just what the team have put out there on the injury report. But I mean, it appears that Nicky Moore is going to go on the IR probably with a high ankle sprain. There's that's a long-term injury. That's not a quick fix. But boy, the Seahawks banged up. Julian Love listed as limited this week. They're against Pittsburgh with a groin issue. The real concern has got to be Devin Witherspoon. Did not participate yesterday. They're in practice with a knee injury. I've had this thing all along that I want Witherspoon. Like what all I would do this week against DK would put Witherspoon on DK and have Witherspoon talk shit to him the entire game and hit him. And
was
so
he the one that he
just
swung the helmet at?
Oh, I don't. Oh, you know what? Was he?
I can't remember. Now that you say that, look it up while I answer your question.
I'll look it up. But that I want Witherspoon to go up against him the whole game. But man, the Seahawks could be depleted this week against the Steelers.
Yeah, but again, that leads to that physicality that I was talking about. They really felt like, and I'm sure that. Well, I know the Niners are feeling it too. I mean, Purdy winds up getting hurt on that sack. Listen, credit to Purdy for playing through that the rest of the game, and not really anybody knowing that he was banged up, because that's a tough injury to move on. He had a scramble, I think, late in the game, if I'm recalling correctly, on that toe. And a lot of times you take the cleat off, the thing blows up. A day later, it feels horrendous. So I'm sure he was able to maneuver in a way that he wouldn't be able to right now. But they were. I mean, they played physical, and you're going to feel that, and they're going to feel that. Be interested to see if with the Niners banged up. Because that was the thing with Detroit last year. It was like the week after you played Detroit, the teams struggled mightily because of how physical the game was. So, I wonder how San Francisco is going to respond to that. But go ahead, you got an answer?
It was Kayvon Wallace. That's who.
Right.
And it was on your set.
Yes.
You weren't there, but I think NFL Network was there, and they caught the whole damn thing.
If I recall correctly, Assistant General Manager Mike Robb. How about my guy, by the way? He is a Renaissance man. He is capable of doing many things. Yes. And I saw the clips of him and the bites of him being a scouting intern this summer, which is awesome. I remember talking to Schneider about that this past summer, and he says, I'm fired up to see what I said. He obviously has a nose and a knowledge for the game because, the way that we've communicated on the show and even off the air, I love listening to Mike Robb. But it was great because he was sitting there and he didn't see the initial helmet swing. And then he turned around. He's like, "Oh, there's DK trying to break it up." It's like, no, not exactly the Peace Corps on that one.
He's learned his lesson. He's now a more mature DK Metcalf. Yeah. So going back to San Francisco, I mean, Kittle's out for right. Yeah. He's on the IR, so he's out for 4 weeks. Yep. Purdy, they haven't put him on the IR, but it sounds like it's going to be longer than a couple of weeks, right? The time frame is from Ian Rappaport is 2 to 5 weeks. I know they're hopeful for the earlier end of that window, and I sometimes have seen this where even if it's like if it's your third cornerback, and you go, oh, he's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks, put him on the IR, right? Like let's if it's your quarterback. It first of all, it knocks him out of that 4th game, but it also the vibes in the team change a lot, especially when you just paid the guy this much money. So even if he misses 4 games and they don't put him on IR, I won't sit there and say, oh boy, they wasted a roster spot, because I understand the mentality of not wanting. So it doesn't sound like they're going to put him on IR, but we'll see, I guess, how it goes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the thought when Mac Jones was coming out of Alabama that Kyle Shanahan was very high on him? Yeah. And I still don't have the full story. He was going to be a Niner at one point. There's no question. No question in my mind. And I have my beliefs of who was on what side, and I've heard who was on what side of that. I heard Adam Peters was not a big Trey Lance guy, but Adam Peters is a scout. So a lot of the personnel guys at the time, because he was high up in the Niners organization at the time, and that they wanted the measurables. Mac Jones was not a measurable type guy, not a big arm guy, not a great athletic guy. Trey Lance had a lot of the measurables that you want, and they felt like he could translate to the NFL, even coming from an FCS program. So in the end, it swung
toward Trey Lance. And I know that, upper management served as mediators of like, hey, Kyle, take your time, think about this. Let's come back with a decision, and late it swung toward Trey Lance. But yeah, no, Mac Jones at one point was going to be a Niner. No question in my mind.
What's the situation that happened, Ravens-Bills game? God, that was a great game. I mean, just you want to talk about how a league delivers constantly, and you have this whole full slate of games, and then the final game is that, which was just sensational with two great teams, Super Bowl favorites, MVPs, great quarterback play, just it had it all. The incident with the fan now who touched both Hopkins and Jackson he's been, I think, banned from all NFL stadiums. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how they do. They identify and say you are banned from all, which I don't even know how they enforce it, but he's banned.
What about does Lamar Jackson face anything? I don't think he should. I'm just asking. Will he face a penalty or fine or anything?
I'm on with you right now. We're getting the texts that are rolling in, and then I haven't been able to read the full text. I can't. Once I exit out of here, I lose you. But it looks like from what we were just sent, he's not going to face. Look, please do me a favor. Check Rappaport or Pelissero's tweets right now, because they'll. I can't read it, but I'm seeing the communication that we're getting from the league office. From what I was able to see, it looks like he won't. And I don't listen. It wasn't all the way great on Lamar's part, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind it in the end. It just don't put your hands on players.
I understand, and I understand. You're asking the player to be the bigger person in the moment, and I get that, because you don't want to put your hands on the consumer. Totally understand. But I mean, when fans are doing that, I mean, it's a human response.
Yeah. So we're on the same page, right?
Yeah,
we didn't have any problem with what Lamar did, correct? That's what you're saying?
No, I got no issue.
Okay.
I have zero.
And I say this all the time, like I referenced that TJ Watt interview. These guys are knocking people over left and right and moving just immovable guys for 60 minutes of football. And then it's like, please be a gentleman as I speak to you and ask you questions that you know way better than I do, and in that situation, hey, you just got into the end zone, which is really hard to do in the NFL, and someone hits you. And, I mean, what are you going to do? Give me a break.
Yeah, from Tom Pelissero, the NFL will not discipline Jackson for his interaction with a fan in Buffalo on Sunday night. They said, quote, "The matter has been addressed by the club, and there's no further action from the league."
Agree. Could not agree more.
Jalen Carter, he was fined, and then also they just said, well, he's suspended, but they're using that one game as a suspension. Is that kind of what you thought was going to happen with Jalen Carter?
Yes. Now, that being said, I'm just talked about this communication from the league. We get the text messages as the press release goes out. A lot of times they'll send it to us. Hey, here's what just went out. And the first thing I saw was Jalen Carter suspended one game, and I go, wait, hold on. I was getting the vibe this was that. And thankfully I read that he was suspended one game. Oh, by the way, he served it. So, because a lot of times you'll get this, and in the race to put stuff out, you're like, oh my God, Jalen Carter suspended one game. And then you read the thing and go, oh crap, Ian, Tom, and I were high-fiving one another saying, hey, great job, nobody, because they put that in the headline. And the reason they put that in the headline is they wanted it announced and communicated as a suspension, because the next time this happens, when it happens in the middle of a game, they're going to say you're suspended suspension's in play, you're suspended for the next game. You could have, because then people were like, well, wait a second, what if it happened after the first play? What if he did it after one play? Would it have still been the same? What if the next guy does it after one play? What if he does it after one drive? What if he does it after one quote? I mean, there's a tipping point at some point where the NFL goes, yeah, you're suspended. You didn't really serve it. And I would say it's early in the game, if not just one snap played, you're going to be suspended for the next game. So
what they did was just set now a new precedence moving forward.
Yes, correct. That was the point. It was like we have fined players, and it's a good way of transitioning. I honestly, given the emphasis on sportsmanship, I honestly believe if that happened in the middle of the first quarter, after he had played some, then he probably would have been suspended. But as we said in the immediate aftermath, these are usually finable offenses in the past. And number two, he didn't play a snap, so he effectively served the suspension. That's what we said, which wound up being the case. But it's a good way of making it a transition from we used to just fine guys to now we're going to suspend guys for it. And I'm all for it. You shouldn't be spitting on people. That's nuts.
Did Dak spit first, though?
He did, but he didn't spit on somebody. I think, if I'm across from you and I just, now he played it like I guess I had to just spit. He's between the shoulder pads of his lineman, looking like Wilson from Home Improvement. Remember that guy used to peek over the fence? He'd have his face covered over the fence. And then he gave him the see I just spit on the ground in front of you. Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
It reminded me of just the whole
Seinfeld.
Yeah. This thing was so Seinfeld. The whole thing with the Zapruder film and the whole, was it Keith Hernandez? Is that who it was?
It was Keith Hernandez, and Roger McDowell was the second spitter.
That's right. There's some good games this week. Last thing for you, some good games in the NFL this week. Got Eagles Chiefs. That's going to be a doozy of a football game for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a bad spot for the Eagles. I think it's a bad spot.
Really?
I do. Yes, I do. Revenge, home opener. Didn't really cover well, and I understand Kansas City's banged up. I get that part of it, but did not cover well week one. Offensively, Jalen Hurts had a lot of scrambles, which resulted in points and looked great, but the offense did not run the way that they called it. That's not a great sign early on. I think it's a bad spot for the Eagles on Sunday.
Okay. And then
tonight.
The OC for the Lions. Why am I blanking on his name? Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson returns to Detroit. Bears Lions. Be a nice game.
I don't know. Two teams that have a lot to answer, to be honest with you, because that was not the Lions offense we've seen the last couple of years. No. And I had those questions coming in. I still do. I also had questions about the interior of their offensive line after they lost Frank Ragnow. I still have questions after that. Like everything we had questions about with the Lions coming into the season manifested itself in week one. I would not be surprised if that's not a playoff team this year. And I'll give you, I know I just mentioned about tonight. I loved what I saw from Green Bay. I thought Green Bay was fantastic. And I think I made the point on Good Morning Football this morning. A lot of times these Thursday games, and I covered enough of them and I've seen how it's gone. It's almost like, especially early in the season, it's almost a continuation of the previous game because it's so short. And so you've got a Green Bay team that's humming, playing again at Lambeau. I just see that team playing the way they did the other day. I think give me the Packers tonight.
That's a great game. Yeah, Packers, Commanders, Thursday night football. What are you doing post-game, pre-game for the coverage tonight?
We'll be on NFL Game Day kickoff on NFL Network at 6 p.m. Eastern, so 3 o'clock your time. I'll be doing news hits into that show. Our Fast Insiders on the Fast channel streaming at 6 Eastern, so that's 3 your time. And post-game, I'll be asleep. Dude, I'm tired, man. I forgot what listen, you're up late Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. They throw in yesterday I was shot.
Yeah, you're done.
Shot.
You're done. You're done.
And I'm like, well, I got 17 weeks to go.
Don't wear out. I appreciate you carving this out once a week. Mike Garafolo with us from the NFL Network every single Thursday. Hartley and Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Mike.
You got it. See you, Puck.
Mike Garafolo again from the NFL Network. You missed any of that will be part of the Daily Puck Drop, both on YouTube and, of course, all podcast platforms. He's with us again every single Thursday talking all things NFL football, and we couldn't do it without the wonderful support of two great sponsors, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. For honesty, fairness, integrity, contact Jamie Hartley, 253-565-8700. Also, Zogs on Fox Island. It is a perfect spot to grab a cold beer, hang out with your buddies, catch the game, and you can get their hours and event times on Facebook and Instagram. And again, they provide you with Mike Garafolo every single week. All right, we go from the NFL back to baseball here as we continue on the Daily Puck Drop. A reminder, KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy coming up top of the hour. But every Thursday, we talk baseball with Brad Adam of Root Sports. What a difference a week makes when we talk Mariners baseball. Our weekly conversation with Brad is brought to you by John Howie Steak. Excellence in dining? Visit John Howie Steak and experience premier Northwest dining. Prime custom aged steaks, award-winning wine, unmatched level of service. You won't be disappointed. Make your next reservation today at johnhowiesteak.com.
I get so excited. They get pumped up.
Excellence in dining? Visit John Howie Steak.
It's kind of unexplainable. It's super cool to be a part of. Sometimes you kind of feel like the ground shaking a bit because it's so loud. Sometimes you can't hear your own thoughts because it's so loud, and that's what you want. That's what you want to play in. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very thankful for this fan base. They're super awesome, super cool. It's been awesome so far.
That's got to bring back some memories. Brad Adam with us, Road Sports, brought to you by John Howie Steak. How about that throwback for you, huh?
Dude, I'm fired up. Is it game time yet?
It is game time. Do you remember?
That's fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, that was a long, long time ago, wasn't it?
It's a long open, but a long time ago. Yeah, that's early 2000s.
That's one of the best opens ever, though.
And perfect dovetail off the Naylor soundbite. Did he sign? Did I miss it? Did he sign?
I don't know, but he should sign. When Brad, tell me right now. And again, Brad Adam with us. He's always brought to you by John Howie Steak and Whiskey by John Howie. You want a perfect steak? You want a perfect whiskey? Then John Howie Steak and Whiskey by John Howie. Those are your two options. Go visit them today, johnhowiesteak.com. When he does sign the extension and we can't get him the extension, 5 years, $100 million. That's what I'm saying. Not an extension, just a contract.
Sure.
We'll take him and celebrate at John Howie Steak, and he's buying.
Absolutely. And he would gladly buy, I think. John will be there. He'll serve us dinner. He'll join us. No, for Naylor signing, he'll do that. John will do that for us.
Maybe for Naylor, but I don't think for anything else.
True, not for us. You've got a guy who likes to hit here at T-Mobile Park. He calls it Hitter's Park. He doesn't understand why people can't hit here. He loves to hit here. How about that? And you see him play first base for that body type, the way he can move and stretch and get ball. He's fantastic.
That's why you got to sign him. No one ever says they like it here.
Right. There's no free agent. Everybody says, yeah, I love to hit here. It doesn't happen, but he does. And his numbers back it up. They are 15-3 with him at home. Oh. Think about that. 15-3. And he's hitting like 370 something.
His numbers,
it's unbelievable.
His numbers at home.
Or maybe more from last night.
17 games at T-Mobile. He's hitting 379 with 5 home runs and an OPS over 1,000. I don't know.
Let's go.
$100 million's a bargain.
Let's go. Let's do it. Jerry.
He's the best. God, I love everything about him.
Right?
The fact that he's a little overweight, maybe not the fastest in the world. So I can obviously relate to a lot of it.
But 25 steals?
Yeah. Is he still perfect 14-14?
Yes. With the Mariners.
Yeah, right?
Yes. One away from a 2020 season.
I
mean, come on.
The hoop earring? Who has a hoop earring anymore? That's like straight out of the 90s with Jordan. No one does a hoop earring anymore. It's the entire package, Brad.
So you sign him, and you got to sign Leo Rivas too.
Yeah, do we have to sign?
I love Leo Rivas. You know who's going to start today against the Angels? Leo Rivas.
Do they have a? Well, who's
going to be
today?
It's going to be Bryce Miller. You know who's going to be starting?
Who's pitching for the Angels?
Rest of the year? Soriano, righty.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Who's going to be starting the rest of the year?
Really?
It's either Polanco or Rivas at second base.
What happened to Cole Young?
Cole Young has struggled again last night. He's just kind of a rough patch that he's going through. And at this time of year, Puck, 16 games to go.
Yeah.
It's not about what you're making or where you were drafted. It's about what are you doing for me tonight? And Leo Rivas is producing. Every time he plays, he produces.
Now it begs the question why he wasn't up here earlier.
That's a great question. We can get into that maybe some other time.
Well, that's above our pay grade,
yes,
Brad.
Yes.
That is above our pay grade. I'd like to know why he wasn't up here 2 months ago.
Because when he was up here, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then he went to Tacoma, and he continued to play really well. He is arguably the best defender they have, he and JP, the best defender they have. And he gets on base over 400.
I didn't realize.
And he's got power.
Yeah, and going back to Cole Young for a second, God, it's been
tough.
Since July 1st, an average of 185 on base of 310. Yeah, and let's just go from August 1st.
It's just not been good.
Yeah, August 1st is yows. He's under 300 on base.
On base, yeah.
One OPS 512. Yeah, it's been he's wearing down. Yeah, I'm with you. You're right. You'll probably see more Leo Rivas and Polanco.
And Polanco plays every day. He's their hottest hitter right now. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows, right? You got 16 to go. You're playing the guys that you can win with tonight because tomorrow doesn't matter. We've seen that the usage in the bullpen, Puck.
It's like a song or something. Tomorrow tonight.
Doesn't matter.
Tomorrow doesn't
matter. It's a playoff push.
Hey, make a song.
We could do that and have an open like we just had back in the day with Fox Sports. Or no, that was like Marin. That might have been in the 90s. That might have been like
that is the
90s one before we came on. Yeah,
could be late. That might be
back when they were on like Channel 11 and stuff.
Could be. Maybe it wasn't a Fox. An FSN. Was it Fox Sports? Yeah, Northwest, right?
No, it might have been what were we before that?
Fox Sports
Prime Network. It might have been a Prime
Network.
Open in the 90s.
Yeah. It's definitely before Cameron won.
Awesome.
I know that.
Oh, Cameron. He should come out for the playoff push here, last homestand. He should let the first pitch for the Dodgers and Mariners.
Ladies and gentlemen, throwing out the first pitch, game one of the American League Divisional Series. Please welcome back a couple of longtime broadcasters, familiar faces from Mariners past, from FSN, Cameron Wong, and Kara Capuano.
Oh, Kara.
Where is Kara Capuano? She's still working in the business?
The last time I heard, she was in Charlotte doing some. Oh, actually, you know what? I think she did get out of the business.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing some PR.
And the Wonger? What about the Wonger?
Wong I think he was selling cars, like maybe in Southern Cal. I think he moved.
Okay. All right.
I think.
Well, that's what we're going to be doing after people watch and listen to this podcast. I'll tell you that.
I'll find out where he is.
You and I are going to find out real quickly what it's like to do something different than this. Well, what a difference a week makes. A week ago when I was talking to Divish about this, we want to bury them, and everybody wants to bury them. But that's the nature of baseball, the up and down of it, and the roller coaster ride of it. But now all of a sudden this week, as they find themselves, as you and I are sitting down here on a Thursday. Still just a game back of Houston with a looming series next week.
How about this? All right. Well, we petitioned the league to play every game at home. Starting there, right? 18 now. I think they're 19-6 now since the break. The best record in all of baseball at home. 19-6 at home. So we tried to do that. So that's why they really need to get home field advantage playoffs.
Sure.
But how about they pass Houston? How about Texas passes Houston? How about Houston doesn't make it? How is Texas? What?
I have no idea how Texas is doing, and especially how they just swept the arguably
Milwaukee,
the best team in baseball. I don't know. I can't make sense of it.
It's the Mariner cast-offs that just continue to play for Texas, and they sign them, and they somehow keep winning. So maybe they keep winning. Mariners win the division. Houston doesn't make it.
Fine by me.
Right?
Fine by me.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they got another. They're wrapping up Houston's wrapping up their series with the Blue Jays this afternoon. Sure, Texas is right there. Texas only 2.5 back.
Yes, in the West, so they're right there. So that's kind of my latest thought. It changes daily, Puck, as you know. With 16 to go, everything kind of changes. Just got to get hot, right? The Mariners 5 straight wins, in a great spot right now. You just need like these weeks to get hot, right?
Well, they needed that one on Wednesday where they just left runners all over the place.
It was atrocious baseball.
No one can. You got the guy for St. Louis. What's his name? Herrera? Was that what it was?
Yes, running at second base.
He doing? Jesus.
Had to think it was 2 outs, but why would you think?
There was a lot of bad base running.
Terrible.
I know what Valley said on the broadcast, and
what did he say? I didn't hear it.
J.P. Crawford should have been going home on that.
Absolutely.
That ball was well past the first baseman. There's no way the first baseman was going to make the play. He got a bad read and should have scored.
Yes,
but whatever.
Yes.
Because his point was you got to see the ball go through the infield in case it gets snagged. But I'm like, dude, that was a rocket. No one was going to catch that. But
no, bad, but it all worked out okay thanks to Leo.
Yeah.
First swing. I love that.
How do you think when Julio wakes up, I know he's happy today.
Yeah.
But is he like, hey, man, the guy in front of me was walked not once, but twice.
Yeah. To what, load the bases?
Innings, and I didn't come through.
Right.
Ouch.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to see more of that.
Well, yeah, we do it every time.
Which is just amazing because, we all know how good Julio has been in the second half. That's when he hits the second half Julio. But teams are saying, I'm not going to let Cal beat me, so it's going to be Julio. We're going to pitch to Julio, and he looked bad those 2 at-bats. But I think that,
and let me stop
he'll
you.
come through.
Let me jump in. And especially, I don't know what, it was the first or second time that he came up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the second time, and he usually swings at the first pitch.
Always.
And that one was right down the middle, and then he didn't swing. And I'm like, you always swing at the first pitch. Well, fair or unfair, Brad? I mean, that's just always going to be the thing that hangs over his head. That he can't come up in those situations, that he doesn't deliver in those situations.
It's been kind of the narrative of the career. I don't know if it's true or not, but it just seems like in games like that. I mean, probably overall, stats are probably pretty good on the 7th inning on, somewhat clutch. But you're right. In these games in the 9th inning, it just seems like, they're able to pitch to him, right? Able to strike him out, able to get him to chase those sliders like he did last night.
Yeah, your gut says that he doesn't.
Right. Just from seeing him and thinking, right? In your memory, you're like, he's not clutch. You think Cal clutch. You think Julio not so much. And that's what teams are banking on and gambling on. But I think that I mean, he's been so good lately. And I just,
been fantastic.
I just, if they keep doing that, he's going to burn them. I mean, there's no way he's not going to come through every time.
He'll come through. It will happen for him. And it'll probably happen in waves.
Exactly. Probably away from home.
A week from today, they will just be finishing up. You and I will be talking. Well, I don't know when we're going to be talking because it's an early game against Kansas City.
Ooh,
you'll be stuffing your face with barbecue, so you won't be able to do anything. I mean, we've talked about this the last several weeks. That's the road trip, right? It's the Kansas City and Houston trip, and on that they can't. I don't think they're not gonna bury Houston there, obviously, because they're still down. But that's just a huge opportunity for them. They've struggled so much on the road. They've got to get through the Angels. For some reason, my mind tells me that the Angels are always pesky with them.
True.
And always give them a problem. So they got to take care of the Angels here for the first four going on the road. But you're confident that they make up the ground? You confident they win the West, Brad Adam?
I am confident they win the West. I think they can get 3 out of 4 against the Angels. I think it's a minimum what they need to do. Their schedule is the easiest of all of the contenders, so that's going to help and play into that. The only thing I worry about the road trip, and I'm not so worried about the teams because I don't think Kansas City can catch them. And I think you're right. No matter what happens in Houston, it's not going to be over because there's still 6 games to go. I'm just worried about them on the road in general, like playing anybody, Tampa, they looked terrible and got swept. Atlanta, they didn't look good. They only won 2 or 3 of those last 2 games were pretty good.
Put your finger on it.
Cleveland, not good.
Put your finger on it. Why do they struggle so much on the road?
I think lately it's been the pitching, the starting pitching. For some reason, they don't seem to be as aggressive in the strike zone. They don't seem to have the same confidence that they do at home. And it makes sense, right? Because when you make a mistake maybe and they hit it at T-Mobile Park, it's caught at the warning track, right? On the road, it's 30 rows up. They get more. Yeah, they see more results against them, I think, on the road. And so they're trying to be maybe a little more careful. I just don't think they pitch the same. And they got to get back to that mentality that they have at T-Mobile. Right. It's just, they're going to get hit on the road because those are everywhere is a hitter's park compared to T-Mobile, So I just think they need to get back to being aggressive and pitching with confidence because they could score more on the road too. It's okay.
Am I crazy sometimes being concerned right now where the starters are? Am I I never thought I would say that, but
no, we have all season. The injury bug has hurt them, and when they've come back, they haven't been great. Look at Kirby's last 2 starts. Not good. Gilbert last night. How did he only give up 1 run? It was amazing.
He got out of it.
Amazing.
But then I'm watching 2 beautiful people on the telecast last night. And Brad, you guys, you have to wear the same outfit, you and Roland Smith? Okay.
Correct. We do have to match or we'll get in trouble.
And I love Ryan's, gushing over Gilbert's performance. And again, there was so much traffic got out of it, but I'm looking, I'm like, oh, hey, Ryan, he did go 4 2/3.
Exactly. You look at and we talked about the bullpen, how good it was this series, especially last night, 8 1/3, no earned. 16 1/3 innings in that series. That's 3 games.
And Turd Ferguson has been good the last couple of times.
Turd Ferguson has been good, but I'm saying you are working that pen. You got 16 games to go, and every game is your last game, right? So you're playing every game to win. So you've got to get some innings from the starters. Bryce Miller has to go 6 innings tonight. They are gassing that pen. They've got to, especially after last night's 8 1/3. They have to get the starters back. You're right. That's been one thing that's not been consistent all year long. It's just perplexing, with those guys. But I do blame some injuries and those guys coming back and hopefully rounding into form. Miller, it was nice 2 starts on the road. Hopefully he's back tonight. Castillo's last turn against Atlanta was good. You hope he's back because he's been down for like a month to Velo and just not been good. And you keep waiting for Kirby and Gilbert to find it. Woo's been the one constant.
The Cal Raleigh, you expect him? God, he's got. Well, let's see, how many games in a row is he?
Hey, can you tell? Can you tell that I'm growing my mustache? Can you tell?
Yes.
Can you?
Barely.
Thank you.
How long has that been?
Like a week.
Yeah. How do you think is it gonna come in, you think?
I don't know. By then, they'll probably shave it by then.
Is everyone doing it?
Just about it. Yeah, a lot of guys on the team are. Yeah. Cal.
Broadcasters are?
No, not really. I don't know. Ryan really won't. He won't mess up his
You're trying to do Are you trying to do it?
I don't know. Yeah. Not kind of. I'm just being kind of lazy. But seeing if I can.
Yeah,
but
it looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
A week from today, when we speak in Kansas City.
Sauce all over me.
Sauce all over you.
Bloated.
Hot.
Oh, yeah.
Just hot.
Sick. Sweating. Meat sweats.
Just sick of everything. Mm-hmm. They are in yay or nay in first place.
Game bag. For high drama, I'm going to say yes. They're up a game going into Houston for a 3-game set.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
Doesn't get old. Brad Adam with us there on From Roots Sports. Again, all brought to you by John Howie State, cracking out the old school open there to Mariners baseball. Big thanks to Brad for joining us as he does every single week. If you missed any of the Brad Adam episode from Roots Sports, again, it's available on all podcast platforms, including YouTube and, of course, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. Yeah, a difference a week makes for your Mariners. Last week, it was, we've talked about it all week long. It was doom and gloom for this baseball team, but all of a sudden, they come home. They've been playing great at home, and they are now on a nice little winning streak, and they're just one game back as we currently stand there with the Seattle Mariners being one game back there of the Houston Astros. What a hell of a run, man. Been a hell of a run for this baseball team right now. Big thanks to Brad again for joining us every single week as he does talking Mariners baseball with us. All right, we've got KJ-Arent coming up here momentarily as we catch up with our good friend Mitch Levy every single week, talking just everything. It's all over the place. Sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's not sports. We never know really where we're going to go with this, but we do catch up with him every single week. But before we catch up with Mitch Levy, let's get word from one of our fantastic sponsors, and that would be Flat Stick Pub. If it's fun you desire, it's fun you're going to get at Flat Stick Pub. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, whether it's date night, guys night, ladies night, or large group event, Flat Stick Pub's got you covered. They have 6 great locations across the Pacific Northwest, from Pioneer Square to Kirkland, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. All locations offer the best pub experience in Washington. 2 rules at Flat Stick Pub: drink local and have fun. Pretty simple. So if you like to have fun, love local beer, and great tasting food, make Flat Stick Pub your next spot. Visit them at flatstickpub.com.
The fans get so excited. They get pumped up in big moments. It's kind of unexplainable. It's super cool to be a part of. Sometimes you kind of feel like the ground shaking a bit because it's so loud. Sometimes you can't hear your own thoughts because it's so loud, and that's what you want. That's what you want to play in. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very thankful for this fan base. They're super awesome, super cool. It's been awesome so far.
That is my $100 million man, Mitchy Levy. It's another episode, KJ-Arent with Mitchy the Kid. Mitch Unfiltered. Stop shaking your head. You're going to jump on board. I'm tired of you not wanting to get on board to sign our guy, Josh Naylor. Get on. You can't not love Josh Naylor.
I feel badly for you. I really do.
Yeah, well, many people do.
Don't you feel like that your shows should be a little different each time, depending upon what guests you're talking to? Do you have to throw the same topic over and over and over at all your guests? That's the first reason I feel bad for you. The second reason I feel badly for you is what I told you a couple weeks ago. We all love Josh Naylor, okay? We all want him back. We all want them to
I don't
pay
think
him whatever.
you do.
We all want him to pay the $100 million. We all want that. The guy, and 2 different things this week. He was telling another player at first base how great the Seattle fans are. And then I think on another interview, he said it's easy to hit at T-Mobile Park. So, he's the perfect love affair between Seattle. We all want him back, but I feel bad that you can't just put that off.
No.
We've got 16 freaking games to go. Come on. Can we just talk about that in 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Why do we have to talk about that now?
I don't want him to leave. He can't leave town. Be the worst mistake ever. Don't let him leave town. We can, first of all, we can have both things. We can go to the playoffs and keep our focus on the remaining games of the year and get him his $100 million. Can have both.
The point, though, is that you just led off the KJ-Arents with re-signing him. You're not talking about anything about a 14 or 13 inning game last night. You're not talking anything about a 16 games to go, one out of the American League West, perhaps even a World Series. I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you're talking American League champion. You are starting these conversations with how do we re-sign Josh Naylor, which is like on Thanksgiving, or this is a bad analogy, talking about your Christmas gifts on Thanksgiving. Can you just let's enjoy Thanksgiving first, and then we'll get to Christmas, please.
Well, we're gonna get to all of it. I'm just excited. I love him. He's my spirit animal. I love him so much. Everything about him. The gut hanging over the belt. Not really fast, but yet a little sneaky quick. You know, he's 14 for 14 on stolen bases here.
I was mad the other night.
No one would have that on their bingo card.
I don't remember what night it was. I think it was the middle game against the Cardinals. You probably, if you were watching, know what I'm talking about. I'm actually on the East Coast right now, and I was watching those games at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But there was a moment where maybe it was last night's game, where Josh Naylor was at first base and the pitcher had thrown over there twice, which means the pitcher can't go back over there, which means Josh Naylor can take as big a lead as he wants and go on the net. And he didn't try to even steal under those circumstances. I can't remember what night that was. I think that might have been last night. All these games are running together. But by the way, for as much as we love him, he didn't come through last night. He had a few opportunities in extra innings to come through for the Mariners. He didn't do it.
Hey, you don't. Listen, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I will not put up with any Naylor criticism talk on this show. I'm going to tell you that right now. Can they do it? 1 week from today. I mean, God, it's unbelievable how different. Sports is crazy, and baseball is probably the craziest sport because it's every day and the everyday nature of it. But it's amazing that when we talk a week ago, even 2 weeks ago, I mean, the sky is falling for everyone. They're 4 games back. Everybody wants Dan Wilson fired. The road trip's terrible. And again, that's all justified, all of it. And then all of a sudden they come back home, they win all these games, and now everyone's back on the train. God, I love it. It's the most insane, craziest, wild roller coaster ride ever.
So they've got 4 games against the Angels at home, and then 3 games in Kansas City, which are going to be killers, by the way. I'm telling you that right now. For everybody who's thinking about the Houston series next weekend, I'm just telling you right now, if there's a point where they're going down the toilet, it's going to be the Kansas City series Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. You watch. That's going to be painful. The Kansas City series is going to be painful. But
why are you so worried about Kansas City? Because you think they're going to be overlooking Kansas City because of Houston?
No, I don't think they're going to be overlooking anybody. I just think the trip to Kansas City is uncomfortable with their offense and with the way Kansas City matches up with Seattle. I think and I think Kansas City's still involved, aren't they? They're still right in the race for the American League wild card. So I just have in my mind that Kansas City series is going to be a ball buster for all of us. So, but can they do it? Can they do it? Yeah, of course they can do it.
Yeah, it's be fun. It's a fun ride, and it's this is the craziest time this month of September, football and baseball, and just all of it, all colliding together. Well, you were right. It took not one game. It took 3 plays for me to lose my $50 bet to Jim Moore. 3 plays. Do you remember the bet that Jim Moore and I made? Unbelievable. Do you know how mad I was when I saw that son of a bitch run on the field? I'm like, you got to be kidding me, McDonald. We're not using him now. We don't use him now. 30-30. We don't use him.
What
for
did I
those
tell
who
you?
Don't know,
What did I know?
It was a stupid bet.
Yes. I told you at the moment. I think I was in the air. I think it was in a plane when I heard you and Jim make that bet, and I even think I messaged you. I don't even know how to do that, but I messaged you in the middle of your show saying, "Can I have a little of that action?" And your nose got all out of joint, and it took 2 plays. It took 2 effing plays.
Oh, unbelievable.
You're
so
not a
people
good
don't
bettor.
know is I made it. Oh, I'm not. I know that. I recognize my weaknesses for sure. The bet was $50 that he wouldn't take a snap between the 30s. I thought they'd only use him in the red zone. And here's the thing that's maddening about that stupid game last week. One, why is he active and he plays one play? That's stupid. That's a dumb move by them. It is dumb. Yeah, and if you're going to use him at the end when it was 4th and 1 and put him in there and push his ass for a first down. It's dumb coaching. I didn't get it at all.
None of it makes sense. I think my favorite part of that story was after they used him for a 1-yard run on the second play and they didn't use him the rest of the game. My favorite part of the story was Mike Macdonald's reaction when he was asked about not using him again. Did you see what he said?
I don't think I did, no.
He said, we had a package of plays. We just didn't get to it.
Oh,
and my question is, did you not get to it because the offense was going so well that there was no chance to get to that package of plays? I mean, why didn't you get to it? It wasn't like they were the world's greatest offense, like with the greatest show on turf the other day. There was plenty of time to get to it if you wanted to.
You know what he's getting a little maddening to me, McDonald, because he did something. He did this a couple times last year, and he did something right after the first game that Pete Carroll would do constantly that would drive me, and I know probably drove you and other Seahawks fans crazy. Pete, Bob Condotta here. Why a running game? But you guys didn't run it a lot. What happened with the running game? Oh yeah, we need to get to that running game. We didn't run the ball enough. We threw the ball way too much. Yada yada yada. And then McDonald, first question. You guys didn't use any play action. Yeah, that's on us. We should have been using more play action, more motion, all of it. You're the head coach. That's what drove me crazy with Pete Carroll. If you can see it happening during the game, walk down and tell the coordinator to run the ball more play action. My God, we're already 1 game into it, and we didn't do anything that we worked all off season on. They didn't even look. They look like the Ryan Grubb offense of last year. They even stole, I think, a Ryan Grubb play. Oh, that JSN throwback is a Ryan Grubb play. That's the dumbest. It's such stupid play. Take that play and burn it down. We're never using that play again.
Wait a second. Which play are you talking about? The throw, the Jackson Smith and Jigba throw across the field after he catches the ball, or the throw back behind the line of scrimmage that also was a catastrophe that never had a chance? Remember that play where he goes one way and they throw it back? Oh God, it's terrible. Just terrible.
Drink Georgetown Tavern Beer, your new locally brewed domestic style lager. 4.2% alcohol. Cheap, good, local.
Again, big thanks to Mitch Levy. Another live episode. KJ-Arent. Again, every Thursday. Mitch Unfiltered. And, of course, he joins us every single week. And if you miss the show live and you watch it later, just understand the way to watch the entire show or listen to the entire show. You got to sign up to become a Mitch Unfiltered patron, or you can join the Puck's Posse membership. Go to pucksports.com. And, again, to get the full podcast of KJ-Arent, you've got to become a Puck's Posse member or a member of the Mitch Unfiltered Network. But again, it does run in its entirety during the live daily puck drop. All right, we conclude the show as we always do with Hey, What the Puck? Hey, What the Puck, of course, brought to you by fabulous sponsor, Restoration One of North Seattle. Your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. They are locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property, 206-817-8917. And you can visit them at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. I know I obsess over Josh Naylor. Fine, I do. I want him signed here. I think everybody wants him signed here. And I would say to Mitch and others, well, let's just concentrate on the season. We'll worry about it later. Well, they didn't do it for Victor Robles. They didn't do it for Luis Castillo. You can do something with him now. The worst thing that could ever happen was let Josh Naylor walk out of this building and walk out of this city. You can do both. You can continue to chase down the Houston Astros. You can continue to get in the playoffs. At the same time, lock up Josh Naylor. They cannot let him walk out of here. And it's everything that he brings to the table. It's not only his bat, his leadership, how he plays, his attitude, all of it. Did I mention defense? Been great. He's just exactly what this organization needs. And whatever the price tag is going to be, if it's 100 million, less than 100 million, whatever it is, just make it happen. But there is precedence for this because this organization has done it, especially when they've acquired guys there at the deadline, because they did it with Castillo and they did it with Victor Robles. They can do it one more time there with Josh Naylor. It's crazy. This is a fun time of year. It's going down to the wire. You're sitting there, you're watching everything. You're watching the Mariners game every single night. You're watching what the Astros do. You're watching what the Rangers do. It's a wild time. Embrace it. I know I am. I grew up watching this team all the time, and they are never in this scenario that they're in right now. It's fun. That is Hey, What the Puck. It is brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Give them a call, 206-817-8917, or you can visit them online, restoration1.com, North Seattle franchise. Thank you for watching and listening to today's show. As always, we couldn't do it without your support. Thank you so much. And thank you to all our wonderful sponsors. Limback Lumber, John Howie Steak, Zogs on Fox Island, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, Georgetown Brewery. Go check out their new tavern beer. It's wonderful. Also, Flat Stick Pub. Great spot for large group events. FlatStickPub.com. Today's Daily Puck Drop, find it up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Also find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms and up at pucksports.com. When you're there at pucksports.com, you can sign up to become a Pucks Posse member. If you're playing Puck Survivor, get your picks in as well for this week. When you sign up to become a Posse member, you support all the free content we do here at Puck Sports. In addition to that, you get bonus shows as well. Our MLB Insider with Ryan Divish, Thursdays with Mitch Levy, KJ-Arent, our monthly visit with Steve Sandmeyer and Matt Stretch Johnson in the Sports Pit, and we now produce the Graz with Gas Take 5 podcast, where you can find on all podcast platforms and up on YouTube. Give it a watch and give it a listen. Well, that is it for us on a Thursday. Coming up tomorrow, it's a Friday show. That means Jim Morris back, Chris Egan. We've got Bob Condota of the Seattle Times. Our handicapper, Troy Wins. A busy Football Friday tailgate show. We will talk to you tomorrow. As always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for? We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!